Good morning, students. In the last video, we came across the electron filling rules, but at Afbo rule only we have stopped the video. So now the same thing we will continue in this video. That means, according to Afbo rule, yesterday we saw Afabo rule explains about how the electron feels first or the way the electron feels first. So that means according to his rule, electron first enters into lower energy orbit and then the electron moves into higher energy orbit. And we have little bit had a discussion of about lower and higher, how to identify lower and higher energy orbits. So that means to identify those higher and lower energy orbits, we came across the energy levels. That means n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and like 4. So that means here this n is nothing but principal quantum number, and this principal quantum number explains the energy level of different cells. That means according to this n or principal quantum number, the number 1 shell is having lower energy as compared to 2. The 2 is having less energy as compared to 3. Or third cell is having less energy as compared to the fourth cell. So this is according to the principal quantum number. With respect to that principal quantum number, the electronic configuration can be written. Now, with the help of Abbo rule, what we understood is the lower energy orbit can fill first and then the electron moves into the higher energy orbit. That means, say for example, we will take one example. Let us take an example of carbon, right? So the atomic number of carbon is 6, and say for example, how to write the electronic configuration. Now, remember, before writing the electronic configuration, one, we must and should know that how many number of electrons we have, right? Now, and in the last video, what we saw is S can have 2 electrons, I mean subshell. S subshell can have 2 electrons, P subshell can have maximum number of 6 electrons, and D can have maximum number of 10 electrons, and F can have maximum number of 14 electrons. Very important. So now, with respect to these filling the number of electrons, so now what we need to know is how to write the electronic configuration. So remember last video. So in the last video, S will come in first cell. That means n is equal to 1 cell, and that cell is nothing but K shell, right? And now, and in that cell only S will be present. That means S is present as a subcell in K shell. In the same way, S and P present in the second cell. That means N is equal to second cell, and the shell name is L shell, and N is equal to third cell, and whose name is M shell, and in M shell we come across D, and in the same way in the fourth cell we have the name of that shell is N shell, and the subshell will be F. So that means now one we can write a general electronic configuration. So to write the general electronic configuration, as I said, we must and should know how many number of electrons are there with us. So now already we know that the atomic number of carbon is 6. So thus we have 6 number of electrons. So now we should go with we should follow the Afbo rule. That means what he says, the lower energy orbit can fill first and then the electron move into the higher energy or more energy orbit. So that means the first cell will be one cell, and in first cell what is present? S subshell, very important. And S subshell can acquire how many number of electrons? 2 electrons. So that means 1s2, right? So now in one cell, or n is equal to one cell, only has one subshell, right? You can see my last video. Now in n is equal to 2, that means in second cell we have S as well as P, right? Already we have spent 2 electron in number 1 cell. Now directly we will move to the second cell. Why? Because we don't have any subshell in 1th cell or K shell, right? So now after completion of first cell, we will move to the second cell. In second cell, these two will come. That means 2s and 2p. Now, among 6 electrons, already 2 electrons are went into the number 1 cell. Now, how many electrons are left? 4 electrons. So that means, again, coming to second S cell, and what is the maximum number? 2. So therefore, again 2. Now, 2 plus 2, 4 electrons are already went into the different lower energy orbits, and now how many electrons are left with us? Only 2 electrons. So that means these 2 electrons directly move into the this cell. That means in 2p cell, like how 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6. That means all these 6 electrons can be filled like this, right? Again, we will take one more example, nitrogen, and whose atomic number is 7, right? Atomic number is 7. Atomic number is nothing but number of electrons. So the number of electrons in the nitrogen 7. So thus again we have total number of electrons are 7. So thus again according to Aufbauer rule, 1s2. Next, after completion of one cell, we will move to the second cell. In second cell we have 2 subshells S and P. In the second cell we have 2 subshells S and P. So now here among 7, 2 are already in the first cell, and next here in S also there are 2 electrons will be filled. Why? Because its capacity is to take only 2 electrons. And now 2 plus 2, 4, 4 means again 3 electrons are left, and these 3 electrons will directly come into the 2p cell. Like how according to Aufbauer rule, the general electronic configuration can be written, right? So now this is about Aufbauer rule. If you have any doubts, you can comment me after the video. And then now second rule, number 2, Pauli's exclusive principle, or in short we can say Pauli's principle. So Pauli's principle is also very important one. For again some difficulties may come after writing the electronic configuration. Some of the difficulty may arise. These difficulty can be minimized by this rule. Like how, see, he explains or states that in an orbit, that means orbit means what I said, box, you can say it like this, box. In an orbit, there are only 2 electrons are present, that too with their opposite spin. Very important. According to his original statement, no 2 electron can have all the 4 quantum numbers same, right? In general, for the sake of understanding, what we can say is, in an orbit, 2 electrons must be there with their opposite spin. Opposite spin. Very important. This point is very important. Why? Because see, sometime while writing, what we will do is, we will write like this. According to his rule, this is very wrong. Or else sometime we will write like this. This is also very wrong. According to him, the electron in an orbit, any orbit, if it is if it might be a s orbit, or it might be a p orbit, or it might be a d orbit, or it might be a f. We don't write actually, but whatever it may be. But orbit must and should have two electrons with respect to the number of electrons, and those electrons can be represented in the orbit with their opposite spin, right? This is the Pauli's exclusive principle. So for this we will take again one more example. Let us take an example for oxygen, right? So atomic number of oxygen is 8, and whose electronic configuration, now I will write directly 1s2, 2s2, 2p. See, 2 plus 2, 4. That means in p we can maximum electron we can add like 6 electrons, but we don't have 6 electrons. But how many electrons are left after putting after filling these two? 4 electrons are already we have filled in 1s and 2s, and how many are left now? 4 electrons. So that's why you just put 4 electrons into the p subshell of second shell, right? So now Pauli's, how to write the Pauli's, according to Pauli's, right? How to write these orbital level diagram, right? So what he said, the electron should be 2. That 2, there are how many electrons? 2 electrons, 1 electron and 1 more electron with their opposite spin. And now again yes means only single orbit, and that 2 electron means 1 electron is having upside spin and 1 electron is having downside spin, right? In the p, in the last video I said p has 3 suborbits, px, py and pz. So that means how many electrons are present? 4. So that means this rule, or if the orbit, subshell having more than 1 orbits, then the third rule comes, that is Hund's rule. Now the difficulty may arise. Why? Because to fill these 3 we require 6 electrons, but how many we have? Only 4 electrons. The for Hund's rule also we will take oxygen only. Just remember the diagram. Now coming to the, this is about Pauli's rule. It is very easy. The electron must and should have their opposite spin. That's all. So now coming to third, and which is very important for those elements who are having more electrons, like 20 calcium or nitrogen, oxygen, right? When we enter into the p subshell, this rule will be very important for us to fill the, again, what? Electrons into the different subshells. So now let us discuss about Hund's rule or his statements. So now, first of all, before going to this rule, we must and should know about one thing, that is degenerative orbital. What is degenerative orbital? So this is very important. Now before going to this rule, I am not explaining again this rule. Before going to this rule, we must and should know what are degenerative orbitals. The orbitals who are having same energy. Like in the last example, oxygen, what we had 2p4. That means here in p we have 3 suborbits. So that means px, py and pz in same energy. That means what are degenerative orbitals are nothing but the same energy orbits are called as degenerative orbital. So for the sake of example, we can take this as a good example. Why? Because see here, all the 3 orbits, px, py and pz belongs to what? Second cell. So the second cell is nothing but, according to Bohr, if the electrons are present in the same cell, then their energy must and should be equal, right? So that means in a degenerative orbital means same energy orbital. So in the same energy orbital, if the shell or orbit is having same more than one orbit of same energy, then those are called as degenerative orbitals. So now, according to his statements, he states that in a degenerative orbital, the pairing below in an degenerative orbital, the pairing will not take place the pairing will not takes place until and unless each orbit should have one electron, right? Very important. So we know about the degenerative orbital. So degenerative orbital means same energy orbit. That means if we have a same energy orbit, then the pairing means pair. That means pair of electron. Pairing will not take place. That means this will not take place until and unless each orbit. That means see here. Let us take again a same example of oxygen 2p4. Now we have degenerative orbital. So in this type of example, in this type of degenerative orbital, pairing will not take place. Now how many electrons we have? 4 electrons. So that means pairing will not take place until and unless each orbit should have one electron. After having one, how many electron we have? 4 electron. 4 electron means I can't write like this, right? I can't leave this orbit empty, right? So that's why according to his rule, the pairing will not take place until and unless each orbit, that means each same energy, that means degenerative orbit must and should get one electron. That means see, we have 4 electrons. First orbit will get 1 electron, next second electron, third electron, and now pairing takes place, right? After having one electron in each degenerative orbit or orbital, then only the pairing takes place. Say for example, if the number of electron in the p substance are 5, then 4, 5. Next, if there are completely filled, I mean 6 electron like neon, that means the pairing will be like this. What happens when the p consists of only 3 electrons, right? This is also very important. Like in nitrogen we see this case, right? So in this case again the same rule you should follow. We have degenerative orbital, right? Same energy orbit. So that's why now how many number of electrons present in the p orbit? 3 electrons. That means each orbit should get one electron, then only the pairing takes place. So now 1 electron, second electron, third electron. We don't have enough number of electrons in this case, so that's why our electronic configuration we should leave here itself, right? If it is having 4, then we have to go for like this. If it is 5, like this, or like. If it is having only 1 electron, then you can write this like this, right? Just only 1 electron. If it is 2, then go for it. But we cannot go for pairing directly according to this Hund's rule, right? So to follow, or after having some information about Hund's rule, now we can write some of the examples very easily now. Say for example, neon. Neon is a noble gas, right, whose atomic number is 10. That means electronic configuration you can write like this, right? 1s2, 2s2, and 2p. Say, see now, 2 plus 2, 4 electrons are already filled in 1s and 2s respectively. And now, how many electrons are left with us? Among 10 electrons, we have 6 electrons. And the capacity of P is to get 6 electrons. So thus, put all the 6 electrons in this cell. If it is having 11 electrons, then move for the third cell, right? Likewise, we should write the electronic configuration. So now, 1s, Pauli's and Hund's rule will come now. So we will write orbit first. So here we don't have any degenerative orbit. That's why pairing will be always direct. So there are 2 electrons. Write it with respect to Pauli's opposite spin. So now with opposite spin. Now we have 6 electrons. According to Hund's rule, each orbit first each orbit should get 1 electron. Thereafter the pairing will take place directly. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enough. Right? Like how we can write. I will show one more example, that is scandium, and whose atomic number is 21. Right? So 21 means argon, that is nearest noble gas configuration, and whose atomic number is 18. So that means 18 electrons are already put in argon. And now 4s2 3d, 18 plus 2 20, how many we have? 21. So in d orbit we will get 1 electron, right? So now in d orbit already we know what about s orbit. So in s orbit again you can write like this. There are 2 electrons. There is no degenerative orbital in case of s. So that's why put all the or directly pairing will take place. So now in this case, in the d orbit we have 5 suborbitals: dxy, dyz, dzx, and dx square minus y square and dz square. So again here we have degenerative orbital like p. So that's why what we have to do, we have to follow the Hund's rule. So now how many number of electrons are present in the d? Only 1. So that's why you refer this cell for the filling of electrons. If it is 2, then no pairing. Again we have to follow the rule of Hund's. So that's why 2 means you choose one more new cell or orbit, and next if it is having 3, then third cell. 4 means like this, and then again 5. 6 means now you can start pairing. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Like this, one we can write the electronic configuration for different species. So now this is all about the rules of filling the electrons in the different shells and the subshells. So now after having some idea about these electronic filling rule, some questions may come, right? So questions are like this. So we will follow all the three rules by taking these examples. So sometime the question may be like this: among 4s orbit and 3d orbit, among 4s orbit and 3d orbit, in which orbit electron will move or enter first? Electron will enter first, right? So very simple type of example. That means our question, he is asking among 4s and 3d, right? Among 4s and 3d, which orbit is having lower energy? That means in which orbit electron will enter first. That means according to Pauli's exclusive principle, among these two, which orbit, I mean we don't know, whether that 4s orbit is having lower energy or 3d orbit is having lower energy, we don't know. We will solve later. But we try to understand what is the question and what we need to give the answer, right? Among 4s and 3d, in which orbit the electron will enter first? So that means we need to calculate here, we need to solve which orbit is having lower energy. To solve these type of questions can be asked very oftenly in your competitive examinations. So after seeing this, you note down this chart, like, say for example, we have how many suborbit? S, P, D and F, right? So n value and L value we say. This you can also say n plus L rule, right? During the syllabus we will go in detail, but you try to understand and solve the problems like this. So now S cell will come in n is equal to first cell, we saw, right? So n is equal to n minus 1. Later we will see the L value. Now first see n values. So n value of S is 1. Why? Because S will come, see again I will show you here. N is equal to 1, 2, 3 and fourth cell. So now in first cell, yes, only one subshell, that is S, and in second, S and P, in third, S, P and D, and in fourth, S, P, D, F. We can remember like this. See, n value is 1. Why? Because only one suborbit. Very easy to remember. Here, n value is 2 because there are two suborbits, that is S and P. N value is 3 because here we have 3 suborbits, that is S, P and D. And here in case of fourth cell, we have 4 suborbits, that's why n value is 4. Like this we can remember for the competitive examinations. So now S comes at first cell, so that's why S value is 1. See, what about P value? So to know the P value, we should remember this. Now here in in first cell we won't see or we won't come across with P, right? So where we are observing the P in the second cell. So that's why the n value of P is 2. And now in the same way, D is not coming under the second cell or in the first cell. So that's why directly where we are seeing D in the third cell. So that's why its value will be third. In the same way, F we are not seeing in the third, second or first. So directly we are observing the F subshell in fourth cell. So that's why its value will be 4. So like this one we can remember in this shortcut way. And now it is now very easy. See, L is equal to n minus 1. So for S value for L, so see, now we need to identify S value of L. So that means L is equal to, what is n value for S? 1. 1 minus 1, 0. So that means L value of S is always 0, right? So in the same way, coming to second, L is equal to n. N means what? 2. 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. L value of P is always 1. And like this, you minus 1, L is equal to 2, and here L is equal to 3. So very simple calculation you can do here. So 0 and L is equal to 1. So you just minus the n value with 1. So definitely your n value will come. So this part or this chart is very, very important. By remembering this part, you can solve around 3 to 4 marks in your competitive, not only in CET or in case of NEET also. These are very, very important. So now, what is our question? Among 4S and 3D, in which cell the electron enter first, in 4s or either in the 3D. So that's why now what we need to do is we have to calculate the values. So according to n plus L rule, see, consider first one 4s, right? So 4 means again n plus L rule, right? So now directly they have given you write like this. On the letter you can say n, and on the yes you can say L. So now n is directly they have given. What is the n value? 4 plus L. So what is L value for S? What is the L value for S? 0. 4 plus 0, 4. The n plus L value for 4s is 4, right? And now coming to 3D, again we will solve in the same way. 3D, again for number you can say n, and for this letter you can say as a L. So what is now? Put n plus L, right? So what is the n here? 3 plus L of D. So L of D, right? L of D is how much? 2. So now how much? 5. So now consider these two values. For 4s cell, how much we got? 4. N plus L value 4. And for 3D, how much we got? N plus L value 5. So now tell me which one is having low n plus L value? 4s, right? 4s is having less n value, n plus L value as compared to 3D. So that's why the first electron will enters into which cell? In no doubt in the 4th cell will enter electron first. Why? Because according to Pauli's rule, this 4s is having lower energy as compared to 3D. By seeing generally what we can say 3 is less than 4, so that's why in 3 orbital the electron will enter. But according to rule, this is not the correct. So after solving n plus L rule, we come to know which orbit is having less lower energy or higher energy. So like how this type of problem we can solve, this part is very important. Like this questions may ask, right? So this is all about the electron filling rule and these three rules. These three rules are very important for the sake of writing the electronic configuration for any atom or a molecule. So I will be giving some assignments for you people, and those assignments I will send to the sir, and later you will come to know. Thank you.